Welcome back to Joy Recaps, movie story recapped here. Today, I'm going to recap an American crime thriller film called Infamous. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. A blood-stained face girl contacts via video call while sitting to the side. I believe in fate. But the question is this my destiny for which I fought? Meanwhile, cops arrive, pointing guns at her. That girl then tells me my name is Ariel, and I'm going to be well known. Then she is shown going to her mother's house and then to the club. As she walks into a club, she gets into a fight with a girl, and everyone begins filming her video. While returning, she checks her phone and discovers that her video has gone viral. Ariel considers her followers, likes, and comments to be world star worthy, and other comments reflect this. Ariel now has 147 followers. Then Ariel stops at a store on the way. Dean, a new character, is repairing a car. She approaches him and says, "I've never seen you here before. What is your given name?" He introduces himself as Dean. Ariel walks away from the conversation, expressing her interest and saying, "See you later." Ariel is now seen taking orders in a hotel. She works as a waitress there. She counts the amount as she walks to a location. Ariel's goal appears to be to amass a large sum of money. When she gets home, she opens her money box, which already has a value. She places the current money in the money box alongside the previously collected money. She appears to have a money lust. Several friends are now conversing with one another. Ariel is also present as a client. Dean is the topic of the conversation. According to one of his friends, he lives with his father. He was in prison and was motherless. She happens to meet Dean at this location. Ariel says, "I heard you were in jail. And what brought you there?" Dean explains that he was imprisoned for robbery and assault. Ariel inquires, "Do you believe in fate and coincidence? Do you have any idea? There is a vast universe with a location far away from insanity." The following morning, it is revealed that Dean and Ariel have become friends. Dean is now teaching her how to shoot a gun. While practicing, Ariel shoots the objects that have been placed in a specific location. Finally, she receives gun training. Ariel is seen wearing a uniform again at night, where she disagrees with her friends while discussing Dean. When she enters the house, she checks her kept money box under the bed, knowing that all of his collected money has been stolen, which was accumulated day by day. She looks for it, but can't find it. Suspicious of his mother's friend, she threatens him in a depressed and upset state and begins crying. She leaves the house in her depressed state. She approaches Dean's house and knocks on the door. However, no one opens the door. She comes in without permission, and some voices can be heard upstairs. When she arrives, she discovers Dean's father is violently beating him. She tries to break up his father's argument by asking, "What's going on?" Dean's father, on the other hand, collapses and pushes her to the ground. Dean becomes enraged upon seeing it and has a disagreement with his father. During the fight, Dean's father is knocked down the stairs and loses consciousness. Dean comes downstairs immediately and says, "It was just an accident." He is concerned. He appears to be dead now. Ariel declares, "You're leaving and no one will be able to find you." They depart, leaving his father in a critical condition. Dean inquires about money with Ariel while driving. Ariel's money, however, has been stolen, and she now has nothing. Dean requests a monetary amount from her. Ariel says, "I have nothing to ask him about guns." Then there's an ice-cold beer shop right next door. Then they both plan and use a handkerchief to cover their faces. Dean takes the gun and goes inside, leaving Ariel stranded nearby. Dean enters the shop, threatens the shopkeeper with a gun, and asks him to put money in the bag. They leave by car after robbing. Ariel created the entire robbery video. Ariel is happily shouting in the car while taking photos with money paper. Dean and Ariel are shown sitting in a cafe the following morning. When Ariel shows him the robbery photo, he says, "I posted it on social media because people are curious." Dean is taken aback and concerned. Ariel then expresses her delight at having 3,000 Instagram followers. When she opens the comments, she notices that people are liking and sharing it. But Dean says you can't post or expose yourself like that. However, Ariel responds, "Such posts may increase our popularity." Dean then uses the internet to look up information about the guns. He also sees their photographs so that he can buy a weapon. They then arrive at a store shop. It's Dean and Ariel's next strategy. While they are waiting in the car, Dean hands Ariel the gun. He says that robbing will be your task, and making videos is Dean's plan. Ariel says, "I'm leaving because I'm nervous." As she walks into a store, she points her gun at a man and says, "Hands up." That man brings a large sum of money out of the safe. After robbing him, they flee. The next morning, Ariel borrows Dean's pistol and photographs it with her phone. Numerous studies have shown in many robberies and continue to make videos. Ariel is still sharing this information on social media, and she has now amassed a total of 3,057 followers. The next robbery will be carried out undercover. Meanwhile, they continue to upload videos. Their following has grown to 98,126 people. Ariel's goal is to gain more followers by using her well-known name. In addition, News channels broadcast news. The robbery suspects named Ariel and Dean have been identified. According to breaking news, Dean is uneasy after hearing about the robbery and seeing photos on the news. Dean asks Ariel, "Are you making fun of me? Do you want to gain popularity as a result of these crimes?" Dean slams on the brakes and accelerates furiously. As a result, a police officer begins pursuing him in his own car. Ariel requests that Dean accelerate the car, but Dean says no, and the car comes to a halt. The police officer approaches the car and asks, "Do you know how the car is driven at full speed?" Ariel laughs and says, "Actually, it was my mistake. I enjoy fast driving." The officer orders them to remain in the car and then exits. Ariel inquires, "Has he recognized us?" Dean appears to be upset. Finally, Ariel exits the vehicle while Dean requests that she wait. She exits and speaks with a police officer. When the officers notice her, they order her to sit in the car. However, they begin to argue with one another. The officer of the law orders them to sit on the ground while pointing his gun at them. Dean then notices that someone has shot him with a gun. Then it is revealed that Ariel has pulled the trigger on the gun and says to herself, "Ach." Dean is terrified, and Ariel suggests that they leave. Dean, terrified, drives away with her, sitting in the car. There is no longer a police officer. Then a man is shown standing in front of disguised Ariel, holding a gun. That man and the people standing around her are filming her. She is overjoyed because she has always wanted to be famous, but it becomes clear later that she is imagining it while standing in the same person's shop. She has also disguised herself with fake golden hair. She now relocates to a location where Dean is already present. It is known that they have hidden themselves somewhere, because police officers are looking for them for robbery. When she arrives at the location where Dean is, she brings a money bag full of robberies with. They have hidden themselves from police officers and the FBI. Ariel receives a social media message asking, "Where are both of you?" She notices a drop in the number of followers. Dean is opposed to his fame game. Ariel is upset because her following is dwindling. "The reason for this is that I am not posting anything on social media." She returns to the short store without informing Dean and disguises herself. She has a cell phone to record her robbery. As she walks into the shop, she points her gun at the customer and asks for money. She then shoots the gun into the air. She also fires on the customer who walks into the shop. Ariel is knocked down by the shopkeeper, and he begins firing, pulling out his gun. Ariel saves herself, but she is now trapped. During the shopkeeper's firing, she receives a gunshot to the shoulder, causing blood flow. She runs towards her car, worried, because she is about to be arrested. When she arrives at Dean's home, she tells him everything in pain and tension. They pack their belongings and leave because police could arrive and arrest them. They have forgotten about the money bag. Ariel informs Dean that there is a lot of blood flowing as a result of the gunshot. Ariel fires her weapons as police cars pursue them. While Dean is outside, there are also fires. Ariel inquires of Dean, "Where is the money bag?" Both blame each other for their annoyance. Dean comes to a halt and pulls the bullet from Ariel's shoulder, bandaging it. Dean then goes to a man's house, where he is asked to sit upon entering. Then Ariel informs me that I have 1,000,000 followers. That man is high. He is a gang leader who seeks special treatment. He claims that everything in this room should be kept away from your little Instagram. Then he strikes a bank robbery deal with Dean and Ariel. Dean has stated, "I am not in favor of this transaction." Ariel claims that we will have a lot of money that we have never had before. Then they talk about bank robberies, and Ariel says, "Big scores, lower risk." But according to Dean, "We've never done it before. Banks are unique." Finally, both prepare for a bank robbery. First Commercial Bank is the first bank robbed. The inner location of the bank is now shown, where the gang begins firing into the air with whom the bank robbery deal was made. Ariel and Dean are both masked and carrying a gun. Ariel's mobile recording continues, and live views begin to appear because she is displaying it online. People have also said, "OMG, they're back." They keep going. The video of the gang's leader, who is holding a mobile phone, continues to record. The gang leader demands keys from the manager while punching him. The manager hands over the keys while the viewers watch everything online. They are currently a social media sensation. Ariel, who is obsessed with social media, continues to receive comments. Suddenly, the gang leader shoots the manager to death. Now the manager has died. Everything is going digital. The gang leader orders everyone to move. When a member of the gang goes outside, a large number of police cars appear. There is an exchange of fire between police officers and that member. "What is it?" asks the yelling gang leader. When Dean opens the door, he notices that one of his gang members has been shot. There are also police officers outside. The gang leader is contemplating this occurrence. Immediately, he notices Ariel's cell phone. "What is it?" he wonders. Ariel responds, "Nothing." He grabs his phone and realizes that everything is being streamed live on social media. He points his gun at Ariel. Dean points his gun at the gang leader, and other members of the gang point their guns at Dean. He grabs the phone and realizes that everything is being streamed live on social media. Then Ariel realizes Dean has been killed. She soon moves on to Dean, who is dying. She becomes agitated and tells Dean that there are police outside, so she cannot take him to the hospital. She eventually loses her friend. Dean is no longer a human being. The bloodied money lying backwards is now visible on the floor. And Ariel is troubled, sitting beside Helen with such a mobile in her hand. She declares, "I believe in ultimate fate. But here's my question. Was it my fate that I fought for?" Now we're home to the movie's opening scene, where Ariel is checking a mobile that's sitting someplace, and police officers apprehend her as she approaches. Her phone is broken and is now on the floor, and police officers move forward, their feet on the mobile. Police take her away from the bank. Ariel is taken aback when she notices the number of her fans present. They are expecting her. They are joyfully waving their hands while holding a mobile, because they went to meet Ariel. They are all fans of Ariel. Ariel's face lit up when she saw them, because Ariel has become a well-known social media personality.